Greetings, Joy Souls. Welcome back to the Live Joy Lifestyle podcast. I am Amsa-t, your host. This is my cat, Shadow. For those of you who can see this video, it is my mission to share joy from my heart to yours whenever and wherever you are. I'm so glad we've got my sister here today to talk to us.
Thanks for having me too. So we had a whole segment kind of like situated and talked out. And when you really think about it, we don't follow plan. So today we were going to talk about our doshas, but it's been one of those days that's just been nonstop roller coaster emotions. But in light of that, and I think Amsa can agree, while we've had many emotions throughout the day, we were able to stay hydrated and stay happy. And that is our keynote always. So you brought it today. I love it.
I have agua.
Wow. For those who heard last time, she did not have it because it was too far away, which mine is too far away now. So she beat me this time with that. Oh, look at that. All ready to go.
And I want to touch on what you said, though, about how we had a plan and we're not following it. But on the real, life doesn't always follow a plan. And if you're a parent, your kids don't want to be following no plans. So why should we follow the plans?
You're absolutely right. Yeah, definitely. That's like the statement. Which kid follows a plan always, unless it's like absolute. But like I said, we were able to keep a smile on our face all day. And I think that was a positive aspect. And Amsa just demonstrated we were able to keep hydrated all day too. So we were well and smiling throughout the day.
I do have to say, I have been quite crabby today. And we talked about support last time, right? And just looking at me right now with this smile, like I haven't smiled this much all day. It literally takes like just getting on the phone or this video chat, and now I'm not stopping with the smile. It just is.
I'm here to support you. We actually were playing phone tag, guys, for about an hour because she was outside and the winds were really bad where she was and I was in the house, and we ended up with voice notes and videos, but we were there. That was the keynote. We supported each other up until we're on our moment here.
Yes, it was a lot with the weather, trying to get involved in our technical situations.
But that didn't stop us, and we still showed up for each other.
Yes, we are here. And that, sometimes that's all it takes is just knowing that someone's on the other side, even if you're not fully getting all the way through because of your signal or connection. The fact that there is somebody there who's trying and wants to hear you and connect with you and listen, that can mean so much.
It can. And, I was irritable and crabby very much on Sunday and Tuesday, actually. I had 2 days this week. I really beat my own bargain this week. Actually, Tuesday, we'll say I had an emotional breakdown. But Sunday, I was extremely crabby. And, we have a 5-hour time difference. And I'm on the phone with her crying on Tuesday at basically 7 o'clock her time, 12 o'clock my time, melting down. She has the baby with her. And all she said was like, it's okay. Let's breathe through this together. And that probably was the most epic feeling to have, because like everyone's texting. They're like, it's okay, calm down. But like she got up, she called me when she heard me crying, and it was a support. It was no matter the time, no matter where I was held. And then Sunday I had my crabby fest moment, and talking with my sister here and another sister that we connect with, I went from being like angry beep to happy joy, and I couldn't stop laughing by the end of the call.
That's true. It was a nice transformation moment. Yeah. So I want to talk about how we get like this, because I know why I am irritable and crabby today. One of the biggest reasons is sleep.
Did I just hear screaming?
Yes.
I don't know what's going on.
Is she laughing now?
Oh, I don't think so. Yep, bring her on in.
Have more water.
Bring me that baby, please.
Well,
So
here you go,
breathe.
guys. A breathing moment and an irritability situation. You just asked what got us there.
So I'm on a bit of a short fuse because I didn't sleep last night.
We're moms, we're parents, and this goes for all parents. Life happens, so everything kind of like fuses you.
More water. Can I have a Nutella sandwich now?
You see, Johnny?
Johnny. Dada. Can I just make a sandwich? A waffle one?
No, you're going to bed.
Huh?
No, that's Auntie's 5 hours behind us. You are at 9 o'clock at night. Right.
All right, I think we're kind of back now. Had to, take care of some stuff. Yep. So, right. Sleep. Please talk to me about sleep.
I don't know. I feel like sleep is such like an importance in our life, and I always tell everyone get at least 7 hours. So my bedtime is usually 10 o'clock my time, you know that, which is coming up. And I do get up at between 5 to 5:30 every morning.
You said you go to bed at 10. That's a time that I aim for because I actually remember from my yoga training about the doshas that 10 is what? Pitta time?
So from 8 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock, we're in our kapha ending zone, basically. And we know kapha is all about slowing down, taking it easy, getting connected with the earth in a sense. So I have made my primary bedtime 10 o'clock, and around midnight, Pitta's recycling in us, and we're going through the phase of it. So I like to at least wind down, lay down, and kind of zone out at 10 o'clock. And also, I'm a projector. I need ample time to wind down from the day of picking up everyone's energy. You, on the other hand, are a generator. If you do not use out your energy, you are not going to lay down no matter what the heck you think you're going to do. And you have a lot of energy. But ideally, at this time, your time, it's perfect for you to use up your energy because you're within it's what time there, 5?
Sure.
You're in the Vata time. Your Aries, your creativity, use it.
Yes, that is Vata time. So we're doing this, so that's good.
Yeah. This is like using up some creativity, but I know you, and when your 6 o'clock comes to go into kapha, you're going to be either making dinner, getting everyone to bed, or you're going to get a burst of energy to come and do something else instead of starting to wind down.
That's true, because it does take a lot of energy from me to make sure everybody else gets what they need so that they start to wind down.
Yes, because you do have 2 projectors.
Yes, and it can take them some time to just my daughter may take an hour to go to sleep, and she will come downstairs 3 times and say goodnight. I'm like, girl, you said that already. You did hugs and kisses twice now. So she will, yeah.
You're a generator. You give us energy. Not like you're picking her up energy. Whatever she's like. She wants your energy to keep going.
Yeah. That makes sense.
What time is their bedtime?
They start getting ready for bed at 7.
So anywhere from 6 to about say 7, like, so it's anywhere between 6 to 10. It's perfect for you to kind of like, lay down with my friend there and relax.
Well, like you said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fix dinner. But that's what happens. We do dinner at 7. They start getting ready for their bed. At 8, they're in bed. So then hopefully by 9:30, my daughter will be asleep. And my son, actually, he falls asleep pretty quickly. But
he's pretty active too. So my bedtime is 10 o'clock. It's ample time because it's kappa time. It's time to wind down, lay in bed. And, I don't have a lot of energy to begin with because I'm a projector. So I kind of borrow my energy from people around me. And my daughter is the only generator in the house. So when she's not home, my mother's a projector. I'm a projector. So we kind of like facilitate emotions all day. Yes, lots of emotion. I feel her, she feels mine, and Maya leaves whatever energy she is with us in the morning. And by the time she comes back, you pick up on her energy, you get a boost to do everything, and that's like, yeah, bedtime.
oh, that's interesting.
So 10 o'clock, I'm usually, by 9:30, I'm usually laying in bed telling you I don't want to do anything anymore, and I'll grab a snack, and I usually don't eat it because I'm like, I'm not in the mood to do this. I don't know why I did that. And then I'm zoning out, reading something. I have books by my nightstand, and then 10 o'clock, I take off the light, so I'm no longer reading, and I hope to fall asleep. But with that, it gives me a great start to my day. I wake up before the sun. It gives me time to do my Surya Namaskar in the morning with the sun. It gives me time to pray. It gives me time to stretch. I am in a cold city, you know that, so hopefully it'll give me time to run in the summer. But right now, it's been working amply great for me, and it's changed my mood drastically.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I have a whole day before I even chat with you sometimes. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, see, that is something that I would like to implement again soon. I used to wake up early, and now I've got, that baby in here with me. And I find it hard to wake up before, 6. Oh,
Yeah, but what
yeah.
time do you go to bed? That's the thing. Like, you're not giving yourself enough time. So your body's trying to tell you, like, if you're going to bed at 12 and you wake up at 7, that's your 7-8 hours there.
Right. Well, I do aim to go to bed at 10 because I remembered the kapha thing, and I want to go to bed during that time because if I am awake when the pitta energy really kicks in, I'm not going to bed. So, and then bring on that vata. Well, last night was actually purposeful. It's my hair. I had to do my hair. It's really hard for me to wait and like do it little by little. I just want to get it done. And I've been doing little by little since like Sunday. So last night I was just like, I'm done. I got to get it done. So I was up till 5 a.m. I mean, intermittently, I did like edit some podcasts.
Intermittently, we did text each other because I woke up before 5.
You woke up, we texted a little bit. I was eating. Yeah, I had to eat because, like, if you're awake long enough, you're going to get hungry. So I had to take a food break, a podcast break, because I was like, I need to put my arms down because my hands are up here. So I had to take a few breaks, and I didn't actually get in the bed until around 5 or something like that.
I remember that.
So
we did have
literally all night.
Yeah. I mean, but we're parents, and if we don't put time to do our hair or our podcasts or anything. When do we get the time?
That's why it takes me so long to do it. If I do little by little, intermittent throughout the days, but it takes me so long. And yeah, and my hair just keeps growing. So it needs to get done within a 4-day period.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. And I feel like when I was in the corporate world, I knew my rules and regulation, but I wasn't going because I'm like, I had missed so much in the day. Now it's like I work from home. I'm on my, like, you know, I'm very strict with myself. So it's more easier for me, and I don't have a baby to really be up behind. And I get that 100% because my mom goes to bed early. That's who I take care of. I take my kid to school. I come back. I go to work from technically here. So I do have a bit more lenience. But then, you know, you are one of my best friends. So our time to talk is very strategic. Yeah. So that is what keeps me going. But I think I've implemented a lot of keeping my happiness and my joy that you've taught me is honoring that I need to be my ass in bed by 10 o'clock. Even if I'm not sleeping, I need to shut up and like go sit down and do nothing. Because then I'll be cranky. I'll be you technically, like right now. I'll be up all night trying to feed off of the energy of everything. And then the next morning I'm like the biggest beep in the world to everybody.
Yes. So sleep is definitely, we know this. We all know that sleep is so important. And I'm not happy about the way that I go about doing my hair. And I also realized, like you said, you know, I've got a lot going on. I give myself grace. And this is one time a month. And so what I have ways to regulate. How do I get myself back on track? That's where I have to start doing what I know is good for me. Like hydrate.
Like we have your water bottle, and now I'm going to be in your ear. I'm going to like text you and be like, are you in bed? Because technically my wake up time is your bedtime.
Right.
So that's something like, you know, that's where we come in. That's accountability.
Yeah.
Like I know you should not be texting me at 6 o'clock when I'm like exercising or yoga and like things that you should not be texting me at that point.
Right. Because I should be asleep.
Yes.
Yes. So how are some ways that you even keep yourself accountable other than like, obviously, if I were to be like calling you?
Even if I go to bed at midnight, I still make sure I get up at 5 because I chose to stay up, but I also chose to make a commitment to myself to stay healthy, to be my healthiest version of myself. I chose to take on podcasts and create podcasts and do all those things. I choose to work from home. I choose to be a caregiver, but I also owe it to myself to show up. I also have to give myself grace that while I'm taking care of 2 individuals, I need to take care of myself. I haven't been my 100 on that. And, you know, life happens. You take a moment. But in the same token of that, if you don't care for yourself and you don't fill from your cup, how are you going to fill into everybody else's cup? So my 5 a.m. ritual, even on, you know, Sunday to Saturday, basically, that's my ritual. I have to do it because that's my accountability. And if I'm tired because I missed 2 hours, that's my fault. I knew better. And of course, like I get invited to events and I'm asked to go, and then I'll give myself grace on that situation. Like, okay, you went out, you stayed out till 11, you stayed out till 12, you stayed out till 1. You can lay in bed nowhere past 6:30. It's like a rule in my body to rise with the sun. And it's not to say, oh, I have to. It's something that makes me feel good. And it might not be that ideal for everyone, but it's given me so much back by doing that. So my accountability is waking up no matter what my situation is the next morning on time. And I don't do with an alarm clock unless I go out. So this is, yeah, remember I told you. So unless I've gone out the night before for an event or a friend's gathering, I don't set an alarm clock any other day.
That makes sense. So it's not even necessarily that you have to wake up early, but it's that you do what you know makes you feel good and you commit to that. That's committing to yourself, committing to your well-being. Show up.
You've showed me that. Like, you are responsible for your happiness. You show up for that. And I am actually able to say I am proud of myself for keeping to that commitment. And that, I think, as a parent, and I say parent because, yes, we're moms, but we have dads out there that do the same thing and don't give themselves credit. We're parents. We're still humans, though. I know what it's like being in the corporate world, trying to meal prep, trying to make it. And it's like, I don't like meal prep. I really, honestly, absolutely hate it. I think it's not the way to live, but I'm not knocking anyone. However, we do have responsibilities, and you do have to owe a portion of your responsibilities to yourself.
Yeah. So we didn't know the theme going in, but it sounds like it's discipline.
I never think I'm really not disciplined in my own head, but I guess I am in a sense.
Yeah. Go ahead and give yourself that credit.
I'm going to take that one, actually. I'm going to take that one because I've never been the most disciplined student. So yay me.
Yes, discipline. So I do feel I have some good discipline, and it doesn't really come around consistency per se, like waking up at the same time, but I finish my tasks. I follow through, like my hair.
Yes.
I stuck with that.
Because I can say something to you and you will catch me and you'll be like, well, why are you saying that? You are very disciplined to remind people to stay, and yourself, to stay true to what you feel and not the moment of anger. So give yourself congratulations for that. Like, you are amazing in that sense.
Yes, I see. Thank you. I see now, there's different ways of having discipline. Like, there's a very structured and linear way, but then there's also just the way that I do it, where it's like, I am consistent with my thought process, keeping my mind on track, or diligently finishing my hair, even if it's going to take me 7 hours overnight. I have that kind of discipline. And then to know how to recover afterwards. And that's where it comes in again, where I just do what I know I need to do to make myself feel good and continue with the smiles.
Your smile is like epic. I don't know if I've ever told you that.
Epic.
This is a side note. I've always been judged on my smile, but then when I see you smile, I'm like, okay, my smile can get bigger. Because I've always told I smile too, like my whole face smiles. Like, you could tell when I'm doing a fake smile versus like a genuine, like, I'm actually laughing kind of thing. And then I see your smile and you're like full face, like always. So it's like that epic feeling. I don't think you have a fake smile unless you're trying to keep your, undertoned. But you have an epic smile. I want to give you credit for that.
Thank you so much, sister.
Right? Like, you're welcome. Like, it suits you, that vibrant smile. And I feel like I could speak on behalf because I've known you for however long. And people that met you, they feel it with you. You have that humph to your smile that makes people just want to, like, join in.
Aw, are you saying I'm contagious?
You are. It's sickening, actually. But today on our call earlier with like our other group, you kept smiling and I couldn't stop smiling because of you. I'm like, my face is hurting because this is not normal. My cheekbones were hurting at the end of the call, amongst other things. But I was like, why am I so smiley?
Well, I think that just goes to say, again, that being in communication with your people, with your tribe, is super healthy for you. It's instant joy.
It is. And sometimes you connect like how we did immediately. just by a fluke of a moment. And today showed me that sometimes people need to wipe the windshield to see the people. So for anyone listening, like, you guys probably think we're like bickering because we're best of friends for years and years, but sometimes your soul connects immediately, that there's no question. And sometimes your heart yearns for it and you don't think that's the connection, but you come back and like, that is the connection.
And then you need discipline to nurture the connection.
You definitely need discipline. And our goal in life, and I feel like I've lost this when I was in corporate, is to stay healthy. And not like, oh my God, over the top fitness. It's, oh my God, my body needs rest. I need structure. I need to eat correctly. I need to eat on time. I don't just eat because I'm bored. It's knowing your body type and what your body type can handle. Because if you follow every trend and every diet and every fad and everybody else's schedule, that's not yours. So how do you know you're feeding your body the right thing? And part of your emotions work with how you're taking care of your body. So they go hand in hand. Like, you being healthy and happy is like a beautiful scale. You have to learn to balance.
Yes. And I mean, that could also speak to your energy levels and how fast you recover from being off balance.
110%. Like, the things I did years ago when I was with corporate and my schedule, I will never return because I saw my health decline and my joy go with it. And it took every fiber in my body to realize what my trigger was, what I was striving for, this big dream. And not to say big dreams are not the greatest, but everybody that wants that big picture, like, what happens if you're not well enough to enjoy it? Then what are you working towards? You spend all your years working for everything else that it's been shown to be the epic. But I've learned in the last few years that the most expensive gift you can give yourself is your health and your joy. Because no one can take it from you and no one can rob you from that. And it goes hand in hand with my grandmother used to say, anybody can take anything from you. They can never take your education from you. So I tweaked it. For my next generation, anybody can take anything from you. They can't take your education, they can't take your health, and they can't take your joy. That's your greatest wealth. And the only thing you could do from that is share. Because that's how you enrich everyone else.
Yes, we can share all of this. Yeah, that makes it so much more valuable and so much more enjoyable when you get to have all of this with others.
I mean, look at us. We're states across, time zones across, and we meet up technically daily. We might not video chat every day, but we are in constant checking with each other.
And that's that discipline again when it comes to relationships, you know, finding the time to nurture relationships. And let's be honest, it's not that you can't have a good relationship without talking every day. I have friends who are there for me, got my back if I call them, even if we didn't talk for a year. Okay. And that's true friendship. That's love. That's family. And we tend to, as humans, still need more daily connection. I can't tell you how many moms I've heard say, oh my gosh, it's so good to talk to an adult person, like an adult human, not a baby who isn't like speaking my language back to me, or who would like to talk like this and not talk about colors, shapes, numbers, and toes. Toes as little piggies.
It's funny though, because I do have friends that I've had for almost 20 years that we don't check in every day. But that discipline that we still can consistently understand life happens. We're not all in the same place. that's another testimony to having support out there. Like you said, like we happen to be connected in more ways. That's why we talk daily. We have a few more things in common than other people, but it's not to throw away the relationships we have there on the side. Not at all. You're right. Some people don't want to talk about toes all day. And I can recall being in corporate and not having nothing to talk about with my department because nobody else was a parent. So nobody else knew while I'm up at 5 taking care of myself, or trying to at that time, rushing my kid to school and then rushing across town. They were all having their first coffee at 7. I already had like 2 hours on them.
Yeah, so having people to relate to that's really good for you. Yeah, we have friends that are very diverse, right? Maybe don't have kids, you do, or ones who do have kids but don't work. If they're stay-at-home moms and that's their job, that's a different life than a mom who's also working. And so it's really good to have friends in all the different situations. Gives you lots of different perspective and respect for what everybody else is doing. And also to have friends who are doing what you're doing, who they can sympathize with you and really truly understand and support what you're going through, which is one of the reasons why I like having my program, because we're all going through this together, right? And that's a specific type of support. And you know that you can have that when you show up to that.
Of course. And I like that I have so many diversity of groups. I can relate to the moms that have worked or are still working in corporate. I can relate to the moms that are trying to get back on health. I can relate to the moms that are staying at home. And I don't mean just moms. I can relate to parents too. Like there's a bunch of kids in after school where the dads are there because the moms are still working. And I get it. Like they're trying to keep their cool. They've come from work. So I'm that mom that bubbles in and I'm like, hey guys, and I'll go pick up all the kids from the front and I'll bring them out. And they're like, why do you do that? You're so nice. And I'm like, I got to sit at home and work for 8 hours. You were outside dealing with the world. I'm okay. It's okay. We'll switch. It's one of those days. It's okay. Like everybody needs a support. Parents need a different support and others need a different support. So it's just a beautiful connection.
I love that you're able to do that and like step up and take the initiative to support the other parents in a moment where you are feeling energized and capable and able to hold that kind of space and take that on. And I look forward to the day when that's not surprising to people, because when they go, oh my gosh, why would you do that? That's so nice. That's great. And I don't want that to be surprising. I also don't want it to be taken for granted, but I would love for that to be the norm, for us to just support each other.
110%. Like I'm fortunate that I am able to like work from home, be a caregiver, and walk and get my kid. I could drive, but I'm like, why? I know it's cold, but I'm sitting inside 8 hours. Why not just go for a stroll? And, it gives her a chance to be outside without having everybody else. And then I see parents in their car, like looking for parking. I'm like, it's okay. I got your kid. And they're like looking at me like shocked. No, I want it to be normal. Like you're there to pick up your kid and I'm already going inside. Let me just bring them out. You can take them out. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just walking them out the door. Like, that's it.
I love that you use that time to walk and to be outside. And like you say, you work from home, so you really have no need to leave otherwise. So you take advantage of the fact that you can walk to her school and walk her back. So that sounds like some discipline to me.
And it's actually a mile each way. And I do it in the morning with her, and then I do it back by myself, and then I do it again in the afternoon by myself. So I walk about like 4 miles. And sometimes in the morning, I like to go wander. So I'm like I may not be able to go early enough to get a run in because I have things to do, because it's cold also, and I like to be in the warmth for a little bit while it's still dark out. But in the same token, I've always wanted that option. And I feel like I'm not Miss like Exercise 101. If anybody knows me, I used to be, I have to refrain because I haven't had this in a while. I'm like Miss Chocolate Cake 911. But I'm more of grab a book and sit in the corner. But that part, being outside, that exercise, the movement, it's getting my energy going. I don't want to say stifle. It's actually brought joy. It's given me the endorphins. I'm not super fit and not like, oh my God, do this, do that. But it's giving me the next stage of my life. I'm not getting any younger. My birthday's in 2 weeks. I have clients all over the world. So I have different time schedule to be up, to be sleeping, to do things on top of my regular job. And it's like, that's what's making me feel like nothing's changing in my body. Like it's literally reminding me prior to my accident, prior to my child, prior to everything. It's reminding me of like, I have that burst of energy all day long.
So what I'm hearing is movement is medicine.
There you go.
Yes, that's why I dance every day.
I love your dance. I tell you that all the time. I love your extra like person in there too. She's epic. She got to have her own show eventually. But I am in awe when you do some of the steps, because I look at you and I'm like, can I do that? I'm like, nah, I'll let her do it. I'll stick to stretching.
It is possible. You never know. However, it was my career.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, the way you do it versus what it ain't going to look the same. So we'll leave that one to you, and I'll keep to the walking.
Walking is great, and dancing is great, even if you think you're not good at it. But that can be part of the fun.
I mean, I've done that with you guys, and I do that in the kitchen. You guys have seen my randomness. But with all that, I still think it's pretty amazing to find joy in the health of the situation. I feel like the healthier I accept and the more natural I accept. I live in like, I was making the joke with you that I live in the concrete jungle. I don't eat bacon, but anywhere you go, you know, it's bacon, egg, and cheese in the morning. No, like I'm a herbal tea, sit down, have a bowl of fruit kind of chick who doesn't have time to do any of that. Well, why not? Why do I have to get like in the habit of picking up what looks good and sounds easy because everybody's doing it? I make the time, get up a little earlier and get cracking.
Oh, more discipline.
You know, I got to give myself credit because I lost a lot. I shouldn't even say I learned. I didn't lose. I learned from being in corporate. I learned what the loss could be. The loss was my joy. It was my health. It was me. It was losing myself.
Yeah. And that's not to say if you're in corporate, you're going to be unhealthy. It's just that you have to take care of yourself and you have to be aware of your limits, knowing your type, knowing what's good for you specifically, and doing that, having the discipline to follow through on what you know is going to be beneficial to you so that you can stay healthy and happy and know how to call in the joy, even when you're exhausted from not sleeping all night.
Well, to touch on that, and when you said your type, I'm assuming you meant dosha types. And for those of you who don't know your dosha types, head to my website. There's a dosha quiz. It takes literally a minute of your time and find out your predominant dosha. So you know what foods work best for you. So you're not just eating a random egg and breakfast in the morning. You're actually fueling yourself throughout the day. Because if it's one thing I learned, and corporate is, yes, I'm saying corporate was bad for me. It doesn't mean it's bad for you, but you can tweak it to make it even more exceptionally great for you in every way, which brings you more joy. and less exhausted, like my dear sister here, who is about to probably pass out on us after dinner.
Yes, and that is something that I know that I need right now. So after I finish dinner and I get the kids to start getting ready for bed, it's time for me to take an early bedtime. Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to learn more about your doshas, definitely go take Gia's quiz. And if you want a free Inner Joy activation strategy session, check for the link in the notes. I look forward to sharing and joy with you. Until then, let your breath fuel you, let your heart move you, and let your intuition guide you. Peace, love, and live joy.
See you guys. Stay healthy.